Hello, friends. How is it going? How are you guys doing today? I'm not gonna lie. I've just been through the ringer the last few weeks. Um, I did get to say though that, or I did get to schedule, I should say, that I am going. I mean, I'm going to LA on Friday and giving a talk, which is great, on Saturday about natural aquascaping and patterns in nature that we can replicate on small scale in our tanks. And hopefully that will be shared live, streaming to the channel, and I can share a link in the community tab. So keep an eye out for that around 12:30 a.m. or no, p.m. I guess it would be 12:30 p.m. Pacific, 3:30 Eastern time. And yeah, hopefully that'll be good. I love the smell of Burt's Bees. Clears your sinuses when you've got allergies. How's everybody doing? How are we feeling? Who's in here? I figured since we have a different start time tonight, and I'm sorry about that I didn't communicate that ahead of time. Like I said, I just have not been doing that well health-wise. Just really drained, trying to figure it out. I've got what do you call it? Endocrinologist and rheumatologist, and neurologists all working together trying to figure things out. But when I am most ready to work on things and think about things and make videos, it's always the middle of the night, which is just frustrating. But in any case, I wanted to stream. I wanted to chat with you guys, see what folks have going on, what we can take a look at. If nothing else, we can always look at some fish news. But I just didn't want to miss another day of streaming, of course. And I kind of wanted to bring up the question that I'm feeling right now. I get this way every year or two, I'd say, where I look at my tanks, and right now I've grown them out to be immersed. I wanted to have something to show you guys that is very immersed. These tanks that are self-balancing, essentially, where all you need to do is water top-offs. And I'm getting to a point where in Seattle now, you need air conditioning. And that's a whole new can of worms for us, in that I've never had to deal with this before, where a daily temp, into the 80s, and in the fish room, it's going into the 90s, and the fish water is going to 85, 86. It's really frustrating when you've never had to have that issue before. In the last 3 or 4 years, more and more, it's like all summer long that this becomes an issue. And part of me is feeling like I want more control over my tanks and what's going on. But then there's another part of me that also is feeling like just let the things go feral and see how things equal out more than I've ever done in the past. And I'm kind of torn between the two choices of what to do, and I guess it's interesting to see what you guys want to do, what you guys want to see. I mean, do you guys like seeing my tanks with 15 species of plants pouring out of them? And I don't really necessarily even know. At a certain point, I feel like I don't even know how many CPDs, for instance, are in a tank. And throughout most of my fish keeping hobby, I know there's 8 neon tetras in here. There's 12 of this in there. There's 3 banjo cats in there. There's 2 plecos. Well, in some of these tanks, you don't see the fish because they have their own habitat that's exactly like what they'd want in the wild, essentially. and it's not conducive necessarily to seeing them, to watching them. And I'm torn between providing a very natural, functional, diverse ecosystem that I feel like that is an aspect of the hobby that is very uh, it enriches your experience of fish keeping if you've never done it before. That being said, there's also something to be appreciated about a clean fish tank where you see all the fish, you've got a few plants, and you can see what plants they are, and they're in really good shape and condition, rather than just a ball of plants in a knot kind of thing. So I am kind of torn, and if you take a look here, let me move the camera. If you take a look in the other room, I mean, you can see from across the room that this tank, the Anubias, is ginormous. It's up and out of the tank. All the water, the red bamboo or purple bamboo is up and out. Same this tank too. All the Persicaria, the Bacopa. If you guys saw my recent immersed plant video, you guys know that I have a lot of plants popping out of the tank, but I don't necessarily right now have those tanks full of fish. And I used to like keeping a tank with as many species as I could get in there, basically. And then I'd pull out with a net, I'd pull out the 6 pencil fish or the 10 pencil fish or whatever it may be. And I would spawn them in another tank off to the side. And so I'm just kind of deciding what to do. And I guess I'm thinking out loud, but this is how you fight off the burnout sometimes is you decide what you're going to keep and what you're going to start over with. The other thing is there's nothing that says to me more zen and tranquil than a nice iwagumi scape with maybe 2 or 3 plant species, and that's it, and 1 or 2 fish species. Nice canister filter, rimless tank. There is something to be said for that aesthetic. I do really like that as well. And I think both of these choices, ironically, are going back to basics, as Jose Torres just said. It's kind of interesting. I've got some tanks that are completely jungled and the nature has been taking over for a year or two. And I'm kind of just the one who set it in motion and kind of tilts it to the left or to the right so that it stays on course. And then there's the other kind that really does require more work. Now, as I was saying, I'm going to be in LA this weekend. And then it looks like I may also be going to Columbus, Ohio, perhaps. I just found out tonight my wife's going back home where she's from in Columbus. And so there's a chance that I might be going there at the end of August. If so, it would probably be mostly for collecting native fish and filming that, bringing my GoPro, bringing a net, and there maybe going all the way down to Nashville. I'm not sure, but something like that. And I don't know if that trip will happen for sure. Basically, I'll just put my cards on the table here. My wife is the one who makes way more money in the household than me. And so it's kind of up to her too, because it's her family. We went there at the beginning of this year, and she got COVID, unfortunately, the day we landed. And it was supposed to be her dad's 75th birthday party, and so we were going to go and surprise him. Well, she got COVID, and we never made it out of the Airbnb. And we rented this big Airbnb that we were going to have 8 of us staying in, and it ended up just being her and I, because who wants to stay with someone with COVID, right? So now she wants to go back and kind of make up for that trip where she didn't even get to give her dad a hug or anything, and also see her brother and sister that are back there. And her mom is going to be back there visiting, even though her mom lives in Florida usually. So I know that trip's a possibility. So as I was just going to say, I've got LA. We're going away for a weekend up to Canada in this summer to go see some native lakes, and I should say not native lakes, but like pristine lakes up in Canada that are glacial alpine lakes that have some remote stickleback populations and things like that. Stuff that I'm interested in, and we'll see what the ability to access the fish are. I'm not really sure, but I'll be up there just for a couple days. It's only like it's like a 7 or 8 hour drive, and we'll probably do that in one day. Stay up there that night, and then the next day, and come home the day after that. And then I've got another trip that is now set in stone, and that is for getting my lower teeth finalized and maybe doing 2 more implants for these teeth. The upper teeth need to get done next. And if you've missed that saga, just basically the my teeth are all jacked up. You can see how bad they are. They're broken. They're chipping, and they hurt. I mean, so I need to get them taken care of, and it's a matter of the lower implants. Those 10, that was 15 grand, which was a really good deal. Luckily, I lucked out big time. But the top is going to be that much also, and it's like, do I want to bite all that off? So I guess I'm just unloading on you guys. I'm sorry, but I wanted to let you guys know what's going on in my world, why my releases of videos, why I've been doing more shorts and kind of not the most consistent shallow video, deep dive, medium video, repeat, rinse, repeat kind of thing. And so, yeah, I guess that's what's up with that. But when I go to Florida now, it's been decided that that will be in September. That's when the doctor, this oral surgeon, wants to see me, is in the second week of September, I believe. So I'll be there for about 10 days again. So I'm going back to Florida, which is great because I have. Okay, so I got some gear, and this is all thanks to you guys. So I want to give you all a shout out. But I got some new mic setups. I got a new car charger light also for filming at night that is able to be on my tripod setup and underwater. It's really versatile. It'll be nice. It's a hopefully it's supposed to be a non-point light, so it's kind of like the ring lights when I'm using it. So I've got that now. We've got this, and obviously the tripod and all these different configurations, and the monopod, bipod, tripod. But yeah, we also have the little GoPro, which I just got a bunch of the footage off of onto my phone from Florida finally. Oh, Gary, thank you you like the oarfish video. Yeah, those videos, I've been editing a lot more, and now I feel like it needs to be the standard. When I don't edit stuff, it feels very, I don't know. I guess if I have multimedia involved, so if I'm going to share footage from another source, or if I'm going to share like underwater footage, and we've got like 2 cameras filming and we've got mics on people, it feels like it needs to be edited. And then if it's just, one subject, I feel like I can just talk like that right off the cuff, and that's fine. But this channel has historically, last 6 years now, been very low production budget as far as the filming equipment. I'm not using some expensive camera. I'm using $1,500, a nice phone, but a phone. But now I've got several different cameras and the phone, and I've got a DSLR, but I want to get a mirrorless one eventually. got this nice tripod that also extends into an 8-foot monopod that I brought to Florida last time, which was really nice. And then, like I said, I've got some new stuff, including, one of the things that's really frustrating with phones these days, when you're off the grid, your phone it's only going to get, you only have as much storage as the phone has in it. And they don't allow you to have memory card slots anymore like they used to, so that you could put like a terabyte card in. And the way around that is these. So these are the smallest flash drives you can get nowadays, essentially. And I can add 512 gigabytes of storage just like that. So that's pretty handy. That's a spicy meatball. That's pretty nice. So these are going to come in handy. They're not the cheapest thing in the world, but they're nice, and they're actually Samsung brand, and they're quick. Well, Google Drive is great and all, but if I don't have service, if I'm out in the swamp or out in a canyon in the middle of Washington State fishing, it doesn't do me much good to have like Google Drive. You can get, Angie, you can get these on Amazon.com. They're just USB 3.0 flash drive with a USB 3.0 micro flash drive. And then the other thing that I have that will come in handy, do I have it in my pocket still? That I wanted to share with you guys. And I also just wanted to show you guys that it means a lot when you guys are members, when you're supporting the channel. All that $1.99, or if you sign up for $4.99, whatever it may be, any amount that you guys are watching, signing up, sharing, it does matter. It does make the content better. It allows me to do this. And I just wanted to show you guys, I am reinvesting this into us, the community, the channel, into what we are capable of getting to come and be a part of, hopefully. So I always want to hear what you guys want to see next as well. In LA, I think I'm going to try to tour some of the wholesale fish facilities. I've been talking to folks, and maybe a Japanese koi garden and pond. And then also we might be going to a killifish meeting. And then I'm also going to go to George, aka Aquaball's house, and he's got a huge fish setup. So there'll be those tours for sure, if not some other fun stuff coming from just that LA trip. So I'm excited about all that, as much as I'm also just kind of feeling a little bit overwhelmed too. But yeah, hold on one sec. Let me grab you the last new fun thing I have. All right, so you guys have probably seen these, but other than that, I've got extra batteries that I just got in the mail too for the GoPro, which is nice. And then I've also got this, which this is the same thing as. Dang it! I just dropped it. That's the only downside to these things being so tiny. Oh, they're so handy. They're so unhandy. Yeah. Oh wait, Christy Stevenson's, you're in the LBC? Yeah. Let us let us know about fun things to do. If you're in the LBC, you probably know about more than I do. Long Beach, huh? That's where I mean, I have to figure out. This is how much of a crazy disheveled fish dork I am. I don't have a hotel that I'm staying in. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, they're not there, and I don't mean this as like, meh, that uh, but I don't have a place that I'm staying yet. I think I'm gonna stay with George one night, but then after that, you know, I got friends around LA, but I think I'm gonna get a hotel room somewhere in LA, but I don't know where. And George is going to rent a car for Friday, Saturday. Then I think I'm going to rent a car for maybe Saturday, Sunday, Monday, something like that. So we'll see. But the other thing I was going to say is I've got this piece for the phone now for part of the travel kit, as well as two wireless mics, which is also nice. Um, I've got the and let's get this off the screen. Sorry, guys. I've also got this uni adapter, which is nice, and this will take up to a terabyte micro SD memory cards, which actually I have an absurd amount of, just because I'm a nut when it comes to filming and taking pictures and stuff. Like, I have 40,000 photos on my phone, for instance, right now. So I run out of space immediately. I look at one of these cards and it's out of space. But yeah, so with these little teeny cards, I mean, I can fit it all in a fanny pack because those are stylish again, right? But basically, I can plug this in and I can read off multiple cards and actually have that storage. And I can upload on the go now my GoPro footage, which is handy. Before I would have had to have a computer and yeah, Angie McGee. I'm gonna be trying to. They asked if I wanted to live stream my talks onto this channel, and I said yes, or at least to give a link in the community tab the day of. So yeah, I want to share the talk. Try to share all my talks. Would you please go into a brief breakdown of Turkana jewel cichlids? No, not today, but I did a species spotlight on them, I believe, if I'm not misrecalling. Um, and we can go into another one later. But I wanted to show you guys something real quick too, which is some of the footage from that GoPro. Uh, and this is just off the phone, obviously. Oh, come on. Is it not going to even look at the thing right? Probably not. But to give you an idea, I've got it now. I was thinking, there's no way I can edit any of this without a laptop, right? That was what I was thinking in my head. But now I am realizing that I can get it on here onto my phone, at least. There's that at least. And here, it's not great. You guys aren't going to be able to see it really well, but what does help you see this very well? Oh wait, there we go. That'll. So this is me filming underneath the kayak in the Crystal Springs area in Florida, and here you can see like all the fish that go by. I wanted to show you guys just a quick clip of what I'm working on editing now. Where are they? I thought this was the clip that had all the fish. Maybe am I wrong? Do 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 do. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the clip. Ah, Um, but yeah, there's all these mullet swimming through eelgrass, and there's sheep's head and dorado, and just really interesting fish going through there. So when I return to Florida, I'm going to be bringing all this gear again. The first time was kind of my test run, and I had all the dental stuff going on. This time I will have dental stuff going on again, but not as intensive. It's not like actual surgery. It's just working on the actual bridge work and stuff like that. So, yeah, but that's all in the works. In that this weekend going to LA. If you're down there, come to the Scapes meeting. That's SCAPES. That's Southern California Aquatic Plant Enthusiasts Society. And then yeah, the water down there is crystal clear, beautiful water. So yeah, I've got all that to look forward to, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. I don't know, right now I am feeling a little lost in what content you guys want to see the most. I feel like y'all who rock with me the hardest, all you who are here right now in the live stream, that you guys are basically, you guys are the people that I do the in-depth phosphate video for, right? That I spent an hour or I put up a video that's an hour long on phosphates versus the one that's 17 minutes or whatever. And hopefully you guys see that as almost like your perks or user like your member exclusive content, because those deep dives really are for those of y'all who are engaged in the community like that. Whereas a lot of people, they don't do real well overall, and they take me like a week of my free time, or not free time, but a week of my time working on videos. They kind of take up about 3 short videos of time to get those made. But that's what I enjoy doing also. And I feel like that's what this channel is about also, is the deep dive, the fact checking, the research, all that stuff going into these videos. So I want to continue to do those, of course, but I do also want to continue to grow the channel and to suck new members in to get excited about being total fish nerds, right? Also, I just saw Hope Blyton. Welcome, a new member. Yay! Thank you so very much, new member. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the fish, the fish fold, the fishy fold. Maybe I shouldn't say that. That doesn't sound so hot. Welcome to the fishy, what starts with an F? What's a nice alliteration? Anyways, welcome. Nino, thank you. I'm glad, Nino and Jeff, I'm glad you guys, Cody, Mel, you guys like the deep dives. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah. All right. Yes, I will be in Long Beach on Saturday, and I will be speaking at the Scapes Club. I will be speaking on natural processes, replicating natural processes in an aquascape. So things like sedimentation, things like stratigraphy and laws of deposition. As an archaeologist in my background, a lot of that actually ties into geology, into biology, and things like that. But also just looking and seeing, for instance, if you lay a tree down, that's going to be over the soil and the stone, which seems like a no-brainer. But a lot of times people switch up things, and they'll put, for instance, a rock over a piece of wood. And it's like, how would that ever happen in nature? So there's these things that are like laws, or things that we know to be right and wrong in our gut because we've just seen it so many times in the natural world. And yeah, anyone should be able to go to that talk. I will post the address and everything again in the community tab before it. But I think it is, Fishterious. I do like that. Or Fishtorious. Hey, Mark, or Pile Aquatics, rather. Hello, and Johnny, hello. But yeah, thank you for re-upping your membership. I know you were a member. See, a lot of people have been getting booted from their memberships and alerts. So that's the other thing, is that in my YouTube information, where it says, let's see here, where it says how much or how many people are watching this. Here, I'll show you guys what it shows me. Um, all right. So, for instance, right now I'm averaging 300,000 views a month or so. Uh, Sometimes that's as high as 2 million since the channel has started. Right now is a little bit slower because of whatever, maybe holidays, maybe it's because my content sucks. I don't know. You guys tell me. But I can also say that the thing that's frustrating is that I can look at other numbers like this one here, and I can see that they only alerted 5 to 7% of you guys who are subscribers when my video came out this morning. So you got only 5 to 7% of you even got to see the thumbnail as a choice. Um, and that's what's frustrating, is I just want you guys to have the ability to know that the content exists, if that makes sense. So that's kind of frustrating. Um, Thank you, Kelly. I really do appreciate that. We need keep the deep dives coming. Yeah, okay, I will. They will keep coming. Um, Going G, you got the notification for it. That's good. Um, you are special if you're in that 5 to 7%. I mean, I have to say there are 46,000 of y'all now. Thank you very much, all of you members. But we have 92 of y'all in here during a live stream out of 46,000. About it, because we've had about 100 people in here during live streams since I had maybe 10,000 subscribers. So what that's kind of an interesting little tidbit too, is that even though you can grow as a channel, even if you go into Aquarium Co-op or some really big, million person stream, you'll notice that usually there's not more than like 1,000 people, which is a lot of people to have in the live stream. Don't get me wrong, but it is interesting to me that there's kind of a max number, and I don't know what the ratio is, but it's a pretty consistent number uh, across the board. Of doesn't matter, you're just gonna get a certain. Yeah, YouTube analytics are funny. They are. Um, So, any case, what do you guys have going on about fish that I can help you with for the next half hour or so? Uh, that's what we're really here for, right? Is the fishery. Um, yeah, and it doesn't surprise me either that you guys that are here, that you are the ones who are getting the alerts, because you're here, right? Because you guys saw that I had an impromptu live stream that wasn't planned, and you guys got that notification. So it probably you are all. I probably have you guys to thank for being the ones who get the alerts when the others don't. But it is frustrating when I'll see a video and I'll see that it alerted 40,000 of my 46,000, and I'm like, yes, and that video will do great. When then the next video, I might see that there's only 7 or 8,000 people were alerted, or impressions rather, or notifications. So that's just a day in the um, a day in the life of the analytics behind YouTube and stuff. Because the other thing is, I in a given week, it doesn't matter if I make more or less content. I'm pretty much putting the same amount of time into the channel, even if sometimes it doesn't come out in a way that you guys can see it. It might be something as simple as I was playing with a new tripod head that we were trying to mount while going out collecting. I have dojo loaches. I have a group of dojo loaches right now that actually I was going to have in the fish family auction over on Chattanooga Ed and Skipper and who else kind of is involved with that? I guess Rico and stuff. Um, they do the fish fam auctions, and I was gonna do some sticklebacks and some dojo loaches that are ones that have adapted to cold water. That being said, those can still take warm water too. Dojo loaches are super hardy. Uh, all right, Alex, here in New York at 82 degrees, noticed my golden pencilfish was spawning, and when eggs were released, the female ate her eggs as soon as she dropped them. Oh, that's frustrating. I think the best way to counter that, and who would be a good person to ask here. You guys have um, a great community too. So when I say if I shout someone out like Pyle Aquatics, he knows a lot about killifish. And as he just said, yeah, he just said, how did I not know about this auction? Well, the auction changes, it rotates, and sometimes it's for somebody like with cancer who's in the fish fam, or somebody who had like a fire take away their shop or their fish room, or somebody whatever, like for a cause. Other times it's just to build community and to spread the love, to just give good deals out there in the world, and swap what we have. But I will say that they can definitely probably use more. I'll try, and I can put you in contact with them. Uh, so let's see here. Yeah, Skipper's channel usually once a month. Not enough participants this month, so they skipped it. Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's see here. I just saw another one. AB Shoelace says, um, "Hey Alex, had a big die off in the quarantine tank. Saved some fish, but since I'm not sure what killed the others, I don't know if it's safe to move the survivors to other tank." I that is always hard and frustrating. I would say though, if you don't see any signs of illness anymore, and you haven't had any more die off, what I would do is, make a couple nice big water changes, kind of reset their little quarantine tank a little bit, kind of shock them a little bit, just kind of give them, let them feel like, oh, there's a whole bunch of fresh water. Because I mean, if you're not already doing that, some people only do top offs. Like a lot of my tanks are just do top offs now. So if you are somebody who's just doing top offs, give them like a 50% water change and see if it shocks anything. The other thing you might want to try is if it's say 82 degrees in their tank, maybe turn the temperature to 76 or 78 in that quarantine tank, and then wait 3 or 4 days and just make sure that there's not another outbreak of whatever it was that happened, Colmenares or ick or whatever it could be, either raising or lowering the temperature, just doing something that will alter their environment so that it kind of mimics when you put them in from QT into another tank. Probably won't have the exact same parameters, and that more than anything is what kind of stresses fish into releasing kind of the weakness that they may all be carrying, ick for instance. but it's the ones who are stressed that are weakened enough that it becomes the hole in their armor, and then all of a sudden it grates them down, and it becomes a runaway reaction. Um, cheap heaters. I would be careful with cheap heaters, although be careful with all heaters in the aquarium hobby. Um, All right. Hey, a super chat. First super chat of the night. Thank you so much. Michelle Crisco. Hey, Alex, always love your videos. Basic deep dives. Can I move 5 female pearl gouramis to a 40 breeder community tank that includes 1 male honey gourami? Yes, you could do that. You know, the pearl gouramis, as long as the moon gouramis get a little bit big, obviously the giant ones get way too big. But the pearl gouramis they're bigger and they're a little more aggressive, but they really kind of see themselves as a different species. They don't like some little fish, like schooling fish, will see themselves as like, we're all schooling little teeny fish, like we all get along, party. And others are like, no, I am specifically this species and I only hang out with this species and I'm going to stay in my school. Well, I feel like the honey gouramis are a little bit like that. That's the only thing I would say is if you've got a 40 breeder, you've got the 5 female pearl gouramis and they can get large ish, medium ish, I should say, in size, like yay big. And pretty, and they can get a little bit territorial. But if you have all females, for one, they're going to be a lot more peaceful, and for two, if you have the male honey gourami, they're not going to cross those two anyways. And I would say you could actually get like 3 to 5 honey gouramis in a 40 breeder, no problem, if you want. And I think that helps bring out their color a lot better. They are definitely a fish that wants to be spawning, wants to go to the top and be making bubble nests, both of them, but the honey gouramis in particular. And you'll get to see the spawning colors of the red and orange in the belly and on the fringes, and the silver on the face and all that, which is pretty cool looking. Yeah, TM Aquatics, what's going on? Gardaki's Playground, Jeff Farrell. Nice, your Snowball Neocaridina having lots of babies. Always good to hear. Mel says that you love your killifish. I know you love your killifish. I've heard it from a few folks. Hey, Doc, what's going on? Who are you? I took the tube back out of town, back to the old way. I stumbled back and I hit up. I'm back to my busy day. Is the doc down in? Wait, Doc, are you down in Peru right now, or are you in Cali? Are you going back to Cali? Because I will be in Cali on Friday, and I would like to see you if you're there. Wait, you're in Peru or in Cali? Which one, Doc? Tell me you're in Cali, because I'm. Oh, damn you! You're in Peru. Okay, fine. Be having fun in the jungle without me. Let's bungle in the jungle. Well, that's all right by me. I'm a tiger when you want love. I'm a snake when you disagree. All right, guys. That's why you are here. Yeah, because I'm coming to LA. Yes. Hurricane Alex will be in LA. You better watch out. I drink all your Dr. Pepper. It'll actually cause the Dr. Pepper levels in the reservoir to start going down, and it'll start causing a whirlpool to form. Pyle, I doubt anyone here would know, but Art Lutman hosted an incredibly well-organized event. He's an amazing man. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Luderman. Look out for lightning that week. There is like no lightning in California usually, at least there's that. But in the Midwest, in the South, there's lots of lightning, obviously. By the way, guys, I am a little surprised that I got asked to do the Scapes Club. I'm honored. I have talked about aquascaping quite a bit, and when my channel was newer, actually, that was what I like to talk about, iwagumi scaping, and that's what I kind of did not an official like internship. Well, it should have been because I was like at the shop working for the guy. But as Steve Waldron of Aquarium Zen, he has been doing this since the 90s, late 90s. He's an editor at Amazonas, and he is who taught me a lot of the iwagumi details, and there's a very like spiritual side to it that, just like with bonsai and Zen rock gardens and things like that. So it's kind of interesting. Lots of lightning in Northern California lately, huh, Amisa? That's interesting. I didn't know that. Is that up in the mountains or is that on the coast? Usually the coast is just foggy. Let's see here. It's been storming every day here in Hampton, Virginia. Yeah, well, out east and out Midwest, east, south, you guys get the storms. Out in the west, though, we don't really have lightning storms very often. Shady Grady says, loved all your recent videos. Are you ever going to get back to doing your fish tank reviews? Yes. So I just, like I said, I haven't been feeling well. And it's been a bit of a challenge for me to just get my act together to just like do these live streams when I'm supposed to without feeling terrible. And I just don't want to be like, there's a certain like mood that I want to be channeling when I go over those reviews. I want to have energy. I want to be peppy. I want to have things thought out and have looked at them. And it just hasn't worked out. I've been getting ready for this thing or that thing, or literally just too tired to move some days, which sounds really lame, but it's the truth. So the autoimmune stuff has been pretty rough. Let's see. At Fish Stream, mostly in the foothills mountains around the Central Valley. Yeah, gets pretty hot there. Is it like heat lightning at night? Rye Guy says, I have a Facebook group I just started. I'm just starting to list stuff now. Has anybody experienced H-Town guppies? I don't know anything about them. I don't, yeah. Andy says, I have 10-gallon I had to nuke cyano 2 weeks ago. Tons of Anubias and Crips, one betta, one Amano shrimp. Spiderwood has lots of small white bumps. Anything other than, wait, where did that go? Here we go. Let's put it on the screen. Yeah, try to run away now comment. Spiderwood will actually, the lignin and the tannins and the cellulose in the actual wood is getting pulled out osmotically through like the vasodilation of the dead wood, essentially, and of osmosis too. But you're getting these chemical compounds coming out, and some of them are polymerized or become that way through bacteria and fungi and other things processing them. And they become these long, snotty like chains, almost like some of them are like amino acidy, some of them are like tannins, and some of them are like almost like a gum, like you'd think of like xanthan gum or guarum gum kind of stuff. And the bacteria and the fungi in the water is going to eat that stuff that's already this clear kind of slimy goop that's coming out of wood that has not been soaked for, say, a year. And it can last for a year. So if you see white, clear, milky, purple, sometimes it's brown, sometimes it's even a little bit blue. If you see those things coming out of wood, spider wood, especially like denser woods, it's totally normal. It can be a bit unsightly. I get it. You can take it out and you can rinse off and take like gloves or a rag or something and just like wipe it off and then rinse it under the sink, or under some tank water if you don't want to expose chlorine to the wood. But usually the amount in the tap water is not going to cause any issues. But you can do that. You can also use hydrogen peroxide, and a toothbrush also works, but it's not harmful. Actually, snails, live bears, catfish, they love that stuff because it's just pre-broken down nutrients from a tree, like ready to go. The bacteria are basically putting it into a nice and neat little package of splooge. Zoltan Aquatics, what's going on? Discordia, what's going on? Fish, PHX Fish, what's up? I like that name. Fish Fix. Christy, you have fibromyalgia. I'm sorry to hear that. That doesn't sound like any sort of fun from what I've read either. Andre Puglisi, what? Hold on, sorry, chat just scrolled on me again. But what were you saying? I've always really loved your ecosystem tank styles. They're super fun to think about and use as a reference for bio nerds. Okay, well maybe you maybe you're in the column of saying to keep them, my jungle tanks, yeah, rather than rip them down, because part of me is really wanting to just rip everything down and get new fish. I can't afford that. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I don't have access to all new plants. Like, I'm going to need to put them in a nursery tank, like disassemble one tank and slowly put the pieces aside and all this stuff. But there's a part of me that wants to just go all rock star and be like, yeah, let's just totally redo every tank. Maybe it's a midlife crisis type feeling. Maybe it'll just pass. I try not to act on anything too quickly with that. Let's see here. Has anybody been using Glenn Draper? Yeah, I will be in LA Friday. We've talked about that a lot this stream, actually. But yeah, I'll be in the LBC Friday around noon. I think George is gonna pick me up, and then I don't know. I'll have to double check with that. Someone's gonna pick me up, and then we'll come into from the John Wayne Airport over into the Central Long Beach area. Hopefully maybe stop by George's place over in Compton, and then maybe get some lunch, maybe visit the towers in Watts as a little tourist moment, because that's a safe idea. Probably is these days. And then after that, I'll either get a hotel or I'll stay with George that night. Then the next morning at 12:30, I'll be speaking to the club. And then after that, I think we're going to go to the Killifish meeting up in, what's it called? I can't remember the name of the town. It's somewhere northeast of LA, I want to say. Like Coronado or something, or I don't know. That's not right, but Alexander asked George about safer motels. LA is a demilitarized zone at the moment. Yeah, well, I've been all over. I stayed in Detroit, Baltimore, New Orleans, Oakland, LA, been to many times. I'm more scared of bed bugs, correct. Going G, yeah. Now I get that I don't want to stay in certain parts of town, but I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about it, especially on my own. Usually, I'll have a tie-dye shirt on, and that diffuses everything because they think I'm broke. uh, Andy, I would love to do one mega scaped tank. When you say mega, do you mean like? Wait, you spelled it as in MAGA, like Make America Great Again. I'm not doing a tank that's politically themed. That seems like a poor choice on the channel. I don't think that's what you were suggesting. I think you meant mega, MEGA, like a large scape tank. I would love that, but we just don't have room for it in the house. Michelle, yeah, you're from New York. I know. I've Trust me, I've seen all the videos of Skid Row in LA right now and stuff. I'm not going there. I'm not about to go look for trouble, but I'm not worried about staying in like Long Beach or um yeah, I mean Seattle looks very similar. We're very used to the crazy homeless giant encampments all over the place. Yeah, you don't want to be there at night, that's for sure. It's going to be hot. That's going to be the other thing that makes me nervous is I just don't want to be there when it's freaking hot. It's going to be like 95 degrees while I'm there. Um, Donut operator, that ex-cop, yeah, well, he's a coward. I mean, I hate to say it, but cops are always afraid of everything. They think everyone's out to get them. And maybe there's some truth to that, but you know, their safety at their job versus like a logger dies at 70 times the rate as a cop on the job. So you know, I think I'll be fine. We we'll just still steer clear of backroom alleys and huddles of people. um let's see here. um you know what, guys? Why I'm an idiot. This is what an old idiot I am. Isaac, what does based mean? When you say that I'm based, uh, okay. Does that just mean that's correct? What is, honey? What? I'm an idiot. What does it mean when they say that's based? Oh, you don't know either. Okay, my wife's a big based not cool person town? Either. Based on location? No. Free based? What? Oh, means good or cool. I'm good or cool. Hot. Okay, thanks, guys. Like you agree. Oh, all right, guys. You guys. Okay, so you think my estimation of of LA is all right? That Seattle is shady too. Yeah. Well, we're not gonna go trying to find we're not going to go trying to find trouble other than fish. Maybe we'll try to find some sharks. Hey, Hippie John the Fisherman, what's going on? But yeah, you know, I'll have George to protect me. George, by the way, I'm not gonna like share all his business, but dude lived through the first and second, I want to say, intifadas, and he lived in during the Lebanese-Israeli wars. I mean, he was then in the military. His family's building got bombed. I mean, the guy has been through so much in his life. He has incredible stories. He's an incredible fish breeder. But his life story is fascinating on its own as essentially a refugee, you know, coming to America. And that's what makes him kind of like laugh when you mention like it's a rough neighborhood. He's like, yeah, but we're not having bombs dropped on the house, so it's all good. So I'm not that worried about it. So everything's a little bit relative. Like when you look at statistically, like your safety, like not having food to eat the next day because of like political blockades and things like that. Like, yeah, I could see where that would end up making you more stressed and realistically, um, thinking about that stuff. Stay away from pit bulls. I agree. I will side with that one. Do you know anyone in the Tampa area that wild collects? Me, when I go there. I know Grant Eater does sometimes, of Eater, Garden of Eater. Him and his wife go collecting, specifically when people visit them. But that's what I will be doing in September when I go back. Yeah. Oh no, I don't have anything against pit bulls as a breed of dog. But if I see a pit bull or a Rottweiler or a Dobie or anything in a big city, yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere near that thing. It's not mine. Is wild collecting okay in California? Well, one, it's not legal in most of California. Two, there's not that many things to collect in California, to be honest. It's very similar to Washington. There are very few fish because if you look at how the oceans have risen and fallen with the glaciation periods over the last few million years, stuff has not really had time to evolve in the coastal regions of like Washington, Oregon, and California. Um, if you go inland a little more, there are some interesting like pup fish and stuff like that. Like in the Nevada desert and in the Death Valley, there's obviously the Devil's Hole pupfish, kind of interesting. There's things like the Gila or Gila trouts and the Gila perch, stuff like that. Some interesting killifish. But there just aren't that many fish in there's also like the Sacramento perch, there's the golden trout, which is a beautiful fish, but they're all kind of cold water fish still. The water coming out of the mountains in California is still pretty cold, and a lot of them are also the same kind of, you get the sunfish, the bass, the bluegill, the crappie, and the various trout and salmon morphs down there. Now, there is a neighborhood that I was told about that is supposed to have guppies in the LA River in kind of this one area. And I am really curious to check that out and see if that's true. I don't see why it wouldn't be if people are saying it is. But yeah, I would love to collect in Tennessee, Nancy. Yeah. Even just to take pictures and video, though, I would love to do it because the diversity in Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. Ooh, there's like anywhere to 300 to 600 species in a river basin in that region. We have 54 species in the entire state of Washington, and like no more than maybe 22 or 23 in any one basin. So Washington is one of the least diverse in the entire country because we were under a mile and a half to 2 miles of ice a lot of the state. Plus there was the Missoula floods. So geological history really does determine a lot about the speciation that's going to happen in an area. Hey, it's Aquaballs. What's up, George? Good to see you, buddy. You're just in time for me to sign off. The Thundering became a member. Well, welcome aboard, Thundering. Like the name. And also Andre Pugliese, welcome to being a member. Thank you guys so much. It really does help the channel, helps me do what I do, helps me do the deep dives, helps me travel and those sort of things, and helps me get little doodads to make the filming better, like we went through earlier in the stream. If you missed it, you can go back in time and watch it. But George is getting ready for me to visit. Don't get stressed out, George. Don't overdo it, man. but thank you so kindly. I'm really excited. George and I have been friends for probably 5 years now, so I'm really excited to meet him in person and also see his critters. And he's a very talented fish breeder, as well as botanist, aquatic botanist. Um, Other George won't get stressed. That's fine. Well, guys, I think. Oh, it's a secret. Okay, we got secrets to see. Well, you guys will get to see it eventually, probably. Um, well, thank you. I think we're home from work. Miami saying hello, Mr. Alexander Tuner. If you have a club in Miami, DJ, that is meeting, I would absolutely freaking love to join down there and come talk. Whoa, did Jeff just give memberships, guys? Is that what just happened? Did I just see that? Jeff, thank you so much. I see everybody else reacting, and so I know something big. 40 memberships? Holy cow! Wow, Jeff, thank you so much, man. Just remembered to update when they run out. Wow. Uh, Thank you so much. It's gonna rain memberships here for a sec. I was gonna sign off, but let's let it do its thing. Let's see who it bestows them upon. Keith, welcome. Thank you so much, Jeff. Man, that is very, very kind of you. Very generous, thoughtful. Really does help the channel. Don't know what else to say. How do you sign up for a membership? You basically you can just click join under my main home tab. Also, under the description for each video, there is a link that says if you want to support the channel by becoming a member, the link below, you can go there. Or you can also just go onto a computer. I think it still needs to be a computer. And you can say, I am interested in receiving free gifts. It's a weird thing that's like, I want to accept gifts from others. And then you select that, and when you're on a desktop or a PC, it'll let you have them. I don't know if it works on iPhone and stuff. Now Alex can get another battery and another battery. That's right. Thank you. Alaruyu. I like that name. Now I can get a hotel room in California rather than just sleep in a rental car or on George's floor, which, I mean, I probably still will sleep on George's floor. He offered me, a couch or bed or whatever, but my back's bad, so I sleep on the floor anyways. Yeah, and that is totally true. I totally understand it. Still can't afford a membership, so the memberships being gifted are really appreciated. They so are. I like to do that too, here and there when I've got the moolah. But that's awesome to see. We've got some new folks now able to be members. If you're now a new member, go to the community tab. Leslie, welcome as a new member. If you go to the community tab, you'll have all the Fishery audio episodes now. You can go back and scroll back, and there's 3 or 4 episodes in each one. And then there's a lot of times the sources, there's articles, there's scientific journal links. And then there's also just some like members only updates, like, hey, I'm in Florida, check out this lizard, or check out the mosquito bites I got, whatever it may be. No, I agree, Michelle. I wouldn't want to sleep in my car in LA. No, I agree. That would be a bad plan. Where in Canada will you be going? We will be going probably to Vancouver sometime in the next month or so. Just my wife and I, just for fun. I would love to speak up there, though. I do need to try to get in touch with their club. Yeah, everyone has a different situation. Jeff, thank you again, my man. You support this channel. I mean, a lot of you do in so many ways, but Jeff, man, just consistently, thank you. You do it in the old fashioned way and in the, showing up and being here way, which that's the even older fashion. But, thank you so much. And yeah, welcome to the channel, all you new members, you lucky dogs. Hit the community tab on the way out. Feel free to watch any of those other videos. You've got 180 episodes now unlocked to you if you're new to the membership. And some of them you may have seen if you happen to be watching the morning aquatic news show. But I happen to know that almost none of y'all were there back when most of them were airing. So yeah, you guys will have some new content if you want it, and it's all audio based. Like, even though there's images in some of it, all those fishery episodes before the channel was known as that, it's you can listen to it on your phone or in your car or whatever as you go. Well, thank you so much, guys. Yes, there's a huge club in the Okanagan Valley. Is there really? I didn't know that, Angie. In Kelowna? Oh, man, that's not that far from me. It's beautiful up there too. You want to visit Lake Louise? Yes, Lake Louise is beautiful. Same with Shuswap and like Banff. If you get up all the way up there, just gorgeous stuff. And there's actually cichlids and guppies all the way up there too. But we'll talk about that another day. Guys, I will stream one more time before I leave, probably. So probably Thursday. And thank you so much for being here. Do we really only have 22 likes? That can't be right. And Cody V, new member. Welcome, new member, my friend. Thank you, and come on in. Welcome back, my friend, to the show that never ends. Come inside, come inside. Oh, refresh. Yeah, we'll refresh and see what's the buzz. Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Why don't you want to know? Don't you worry about the future. I've got so many songs in my head, but don't call me a songhead. Let's see. I see that we've got 107 likes now. Yeah, I feel that. That's more than there are of y'all in here. It says like a 92 watching on one screen, and it says 102 on another screen. I don't know what's going on, but you guys have been amazing tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. We'll maybe go. You know what we'll do? Either I will post them before I leave for California. The two things I want to get done, other than finishing my presentation details for California's presentation and their slideshow, is I wanted to get the water cooler that I'm going to put on Gibson, the pumpkin seed fish, that's going to chill his tank. I want to get that set up and unbox it, show you guys what it is, what it does, because I've never seen one before for freshwater chiller for aquarium specifically. And then and this one's pretty affordable at $230. I mean, that's obviously expensive as heck for anything in the hobby, but in the scope of chillers for saltwater and stuff, that's very inexpensive. A lot of them are like 500, 600, 700. So I'm going to take a look at that, and should have a video of that, as well as I still have all your emails, guys. Don't worry, of your tanks and your aquascapes and people asking questions about reviewing things. So I'll either edit like maybe 5 of those together into like a 20-minute block as a standalone episode, or we'll come to a live stream and do more of them again. Will there be sales at the meeting? I don't know about the Scapes meeting, but there will be at the Killifish meeting. for sure. I'm not sure though about scapes. If they, I would assume they probably trade plants, but I think this is their first. I think this is their first big meeting in person in years, since before the lockdown and then some. So I'm pretty honored that they wanted me to come down and talk. And yeah, I think it'll be a good time. And hopefully, like I said, I'll also post that info in the community tabs. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being here, hanging out. Oh, Karen, the good twin, is green now. Yeah, we got a lot of members now, thanks to Jeff. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming. All you new members, thank you for the super chat. Asya, hello. Aquapuncture, hello. And guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna skedaddle, skadoodle, skididi, skibbity dee 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 dee, shibbity doo bop bop bop. Thank you so much, though, all you lurkers, twerkers, and part-time workers. Have a wonderful evening. And if you're watching this in the future, I hope you had a wonderful evening. Have a good one, you guys. Thanks for hanging out, listening to me gesticulate about the issues in my head. All right, this is the Big Bopper signing off, saying mow 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 mow.